To me, he was everything. Everything that anyone could ever warn me about. But it was too late. I was addicted. Addicted regardless of the amount of pain he constantly inflicted. All because I had fallen in love with a rebel who was nothing more than a disguised devil. For that, myself, I have forgiven. See, I had no idea how bad the devil wanted me. No idea that he could possibly ruin me for all eternity. No idea that this man here could possibly be the death of me. Yep, and he almost was. You remember that day that we were riding in the car and you sucked me in the eye right before you slammed on the brakes? Yeah, that day that I had to sit there and watch the minivan drive into a straight with absolutely no way to escape? That day that I was thrown from my seat over into your space because evidently the safety belt wasn't so safe? And when it was all over, I realized that I could open my eyes. I was actually awake. I was alive because my life God refused to let you take. And you told me, oh, and I wouldn't do that on purpose. It was an honest mistake. I replayed it a million times in my head, and there's absolutely no way that that could be the case. But even after this, the devil was still hard to shake. He was my addiction. I couldn't stand not to see his face. I would run away just to come back the very next day. It was like stay or go, I'll die either way. I don't know whose life I was living, and looking back now, it's so hard to understand just how hard I was tripping. It took a long time to understand how and why I fell victim to this game, how and why I felt I couldn't function without this man whom I refused to name, how and why I allowed him on my life to inflict such great pain. I feel blessed to be able to have learned lessons rather than to be lying in a grave over a devil's rage. Hopefully, me speaking this out loud will serve as a final healing session and an encouragement to anyone else out there who needs to hear this message. On so many occasions, these situations could have turned tragic, but out of every situation, I made it, almost as if it were magic. I'll admit, there were quite a few days I kind of wished it ended tragic, but I have to remind myself that the only reason I still have this life is because God wants me to have it.